Hi, I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective. We're here with Dell Technologies' Tom Burns. Hello, Tom.
Morning, Randy. How are you?
I was hoping that you could tell us what you would have been showing at IBC if Dell had exhibited.
So we have continued the growth in new hardware types of nodes by adding a midlife kicker to the whole product family, the whole PowerScale family, from the archive nodes to the hybrid spinning disk nodes to the all-flash nodes. And by adding more RAM, more DRAM, and faster CPUs, we've given the whole product family kind of a midlife kicker. But as well, we continue to develop the software stack. In particular, we'll be releasing with 1FS 923, we'll be releasing NFS over RDMA for those intensely single speed, high throughput, low latency workloads like DI, mastering, that kind of thing. And because, 1FS and PowerScale have always been the tier 2 solution behind, say, a SAN or an Avid. And now with the whole product family, especially the all-flash, cheaper and more varied node types, then we can get into taking over those tier 1 tasks that traditionally were the province of direct attach or a SAN.
So those directly affect the people working in post and high-end post.
Yes, but with our hybrid nodes, the fact when you put more DRAM and faster CPUs in them, our H500 and H600 nodes are more than adequate to do compressed video workloads without getting into the extreme performance of all flash. But the interesting thing is how we can integrate object store, like our ECS product, with traditional POSIX-based file systems. As the M&E applications start to become more object native, then post-production facilities will look at a hybrid workflow, like a hub and spoke workflow, where some facilities have on-prem infrastructure, other facilities, the spoke, don't have on-prem, and so they'll have a hybrid cloud architecture to do these truly globally collaborative productions.
That's never been more important than now with everything. So obviously COVID changed the way that people work. More and more people are working remotely. We do think that that will continue, even when COVID is eventually gone, that people will still choose to work where they want to work. Do you see that as well?
Very much so. There's so many things about COVID that have closed the door on the old way of working forever, I think. And so even though people might say, oh, you're working with prosumer technologies and the control plane's all hard to scale and things like that, you might consider a hybrid workflow to be a mixture of a studio, hotel room, home office, or something. I mean, these things that we're making do with today, we're laying the groundwork for how production is done in the future.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of the future, what do you see coming down the pike? What do you see that, whereas COVID sort of helped people get off the fence in terms of cloud-based or remote workflows, where do you see things headed the next year or two?
Every media co is facing the same question. How do I bring that combination, call it a hub and spoke or a hybrid or whatever, how do I bring that combination of work from home, remote freelancers, staffers that may be in the studio or work from home, how do I bring them into a coherent unit? And so everybody's looking for three things. We've got to have a single namespace. And today, the way you get that is through a distributed object store, whether that's all on-prem, a hybrid, or purely in the public cloud. Object store is really the only way that you can have a single scalable namespace that can be distributed over a number of regions for disaster recovery and things like that. But as well as the distributed core, you got to have a performant edge. And in fact, you got to have more than one performant edges because you're looking at stuff coming in from onset. You're looking at the post facility. You're looking at the virtual production studio. All of these are hot edges that need the very highest performance. And the distributed core and the hot edge have to be protected against ransomware, which unfortunately is the story of our times. So with our product Superna Ransomware Defender, we can provide that third leg of the protected backup triangle.
Tom, anything that I haven't asked that you feel is important?
Network standards such as NFS over RDMA will be bringing out SMB Direct quite shortly. And of course, we have a number of projects in the works with NVIDIA for the Omniverse because that ability to get high-speed compute very, very close with a high-speed network to some high-speed storage, that's where everybody needs to, it's not that the pictures take less time, it's just that you get more iterations in the same time, and hopefully that makes better shows for all of us.